All right, so I am up here working on some windows, and in fact, that is the first one all done over there. So that was a 2x4, so 2 feet wide by 4 feet tall. I'll show you the process of kind of what I'm doing here. So I have already gone through on this one, and I make an eye, the shape of an eye, a capital I. So cut on the house wrap at the bottom of the sill, cut on the house wrap at the top of the sill, and then right down the middle, just a vertical line. So if you put this back together, you got that. And then off the top two corners, a 45-degree angle going out, just like 6 inches or so, something like that. So we're left with this shape. But because we haven't done the face framing yet, you can see we're left with, we only have the 2x6 that's for the window box. So we have to go through and do the face framing, all of that. I'm gonna work on that now, but I just cut out the 2x6 dirt up there and then cut this one out right here. So you can see what it looks like with them out. A nice big wide open window space. So I'm gonna fill these spaces in. I've got also a 2x4 down here that's gonna go in and serve as that header up top. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 2x4s to cut, plus the full header on the top. And then let me show you this. I probably could have done a better job of this, designing this, but this window box is sitting maybe about 1/4 of an inch below the top of this purlin. So when I was designing the purlin locations, or the wall girts, if I knew exactly where that windowsill was gonna be, same thing with the top too. The window box itself is just about sitting 1/4 inch too low relative to the outside wall girts. So if I kind of knew all of that and the location, the elevation of the flooring, where the windows were going to be ahead of time, I would have designed around that, but I didn't. So I'm going to use the Sawzall and just kind of notch out the sill, and then up top I'm going to have a little bit of a gap. But it worked out fine on that first window. I had plenty to nail into on that nail flange on the window. So I think it's going to be just fine. It's just something that if you know everything in advance and you can plan for it, you can, I could have saved a little bit of time on this, but anyway, I'm going to get to it, do some work, and I'll come back with an update in a few minutes. I'm running out of daylight here. The sun is setting, but we got the window flashed here now. So it's 2 strips of flashing tape. One overlaps an inch down below, running up 6 inches on the side. Get a good crease into the corner, and then a second piece of tape that'll overlap that by an inch. So we've got a good coverage there, and then because this is a 3-foot wide window, I've got 3 shims, one in the middle and 2 on each of the sides. I taped those down after making that plane level with the level. So I know that between the tops of these 3 shims, I've got a level plane. So I'm going to, the next step, I'm going to get this window behind me unboxed, unwrapped. We're going to set it up on top of here. I'm going to put nails into the flange and the tops of each of the corners. And then we're going to start checking for level and getting the sides and the top flashed. Okay, we're losing daylight. The sun is down behind the mountain, but this window's installed. Well, it's not completely done yet. So it's up, it's in place, it's centered, it's plumb, it's level, and we've got nails in every other hole on the nail flange per the instructors. Along the bottom, along the sides, along the top. We're in good shape here. The last and final step here, at least for getting it waterproof, is we've got to go get some flashing. It's going to go up the side, this side as well, both sides. We're going to overlap that at the top, right across the top, over that nailing flange. Then the flap comes down, and then there's one piece that goes diagonally over to close the cuts on that diagonal. And it's done. So I'm going to do that here real quick and show you the finished product. All right, we are all done here with the window and also enjoying a beautiful sunset. But you can see here, so it's flashed on this side, flashed on that side, just overlaps the flange. There's a little bit of a gap from the window there just in case there's any moisture to run down. We don't do any tape on the bottom, so there's water in there that can come out. And then underneath the flap of the house wrap, there's a top piece of flashing, and the house wrap flaps down on top of it, and then 2 diagonal pieces of tape. So just like that, we've got our dining room window installed. And I don't know what I'm going to do here next. I do have a couple more hours of work. But because I have to do this without gloves on, it might be a little bit too cold to do windows. So I'm probably going to get inside and get to doing some framing around the garage doors. But this is fun. This is a good project. The instructions were great. I like this material. The windows are great. The flashing tape from Pella is great. So far, 2 for 2. I'm really impressed with it. Now, check this out. So we got that huge sliding door that's going to go right in here, open out to the patio. I have no clue how the heck I'm going to get that up here. I think I'm going to have to bring the lift down, put the door up on the bed of my truck, put the lift all the way down, open up this little hatch here, swings open, load it from the bed of my truck onto this, and then bring the lift up here and kind of get it so that I'm aimed, straight onto the wall there with the lift. But it's pretty big. It's it's not a huge door. It's only a 5-foot door, but it's heavy and it's just kind of an awkward place to try and install it. But that's going to go right in here. So you got the dining room. So inside there will be the entryway coming up the stairs up into the apartment. Here's the dining room, and then we'll have the slider out to the patio right here. And then that's the window in one of the windows in the boys' room. So, all right, I think that's going to do it here for tonight. We'll get you a fresh update with anything I got done tonight when we start bright and early tomorrow.